Alright, I have been getting fucking PMs all night, and it's 1 fucking 30 in the morning, and I'm sick of it. But I'm gonna respond to this one. And I told this guy if he wants to come after me, do a reply. Okay, so this argument started because this guy has this belief that that the Bible is 100% true and historically correct. Um, First off, I totally blew his Alexander the Great prophecy um, right out of the water. He made to say, oh, that the Bible is had a prophecy about Alexander the Great. The only problem with that is that the part of the Bible that was written that they referenced to be Alexander the Great was written more than 100 years after the death of Alexander the Great. Okay. Also the Hittites. There was a historical Hittites and a biblical Hittites. They're not the same thing. In fact, there's arguments on whether they're on the Neo-Hittites or the original Hittites or newer Hittites. But that's not important. Also, there is zero evidence in Egypt for Jews in Egypt. His only thing was, there was a steel tablet or something that had references. Okay, but again, written after the fact. Jericho, guess what? Really was never lost. Yeah. And then, and I love how he totally dismisses my let's see if he, I love how he doesn't understand that the only reason that, coming from an atheist, that I would reference the difference between BCE and CE. The BCE and CE is before the Common Era, and CE Common Era. BC and AD is a religious definition of BC being before Christ, and I think it's something else. And AD, I forget what it is, but basically it's after death. I know I'm wrong on that, but it's something else. But the Jesus is writing it. It was an arbitrary line. In fact, the birth of Jesus, even if you were going by historical records, would not have been the year 0. Sorry, it just doesn't work. There's no the timelines in the Bible don't work. They don't. And I far wiser men than me have gone through and totally discredited that part of the Bible. He's going to give me all of these things. Which, by the way, another thing that I gotta go. He brings up something that just totally is completely wrong. He brings up about the Hittites. I say that they were written in the Bible after the Hittites were gone. The thing is that he then brings up about Abe Lincoln and the Civil War. The problem is that Abe Lincoln was being written about during the time of Abe Lincoln. The Civil War was being written about during the time of the Civil War. It doesn't work. He's gonna he's gonna try to bring more evidence, and I'm gonna tell you, dude. I guess your name is Mike. Bring it. but do it in a video. I'm not going to respond to any PMs from you. I'm just not going to do it, as I'm not going to sit here and write. You know, bring the evidence. I'll smash it even more. Okay. You know, I mean, it's getting to a point of being pathetic that, you know, that you know, it's like the thing you're not understanding is that most of the historical things that do match up to history in the Bible were written after the fact. Everything in the New Testament was written anywhere from 30 to 100 years after the fact. Okay, no one referenced in the New Testament wrote the New Testament. None of them. None of the people who supposedly knew Jesus. There's no first-hand accounts of Jesus anywhere in the world. Does not exist. And I don't care what you say. Oh, but these books were the books of this person and this person. They were written by other people. And guess what? They're all written after the fact. Sorry. It just doesn't work. I mean, I can sit here and spend weeks just shredding this info. I mean, I could. I honestly could. But I really don't want to. Because it's boring. Okay? It's honestly, hideously boring. Your argument about, like I said, your argument about the difference between the Hittites and Abe Lincoln is really historically is completely wrong. I mean, you're. I mean, it's 1:30 something in the morning. I'm like beyond fucking tired, and you just sent me this message. But let's just make this very clear. The Bible, the Torah, and all of the other books of the Bible were written way after the facts. And a lot of the facts were changed, you know, made up. I mean, dude, let's just face it, there's no proof for Moses, the flood, for Adam and Eve, for like thousands of different things. I mean, all of these things, there's absolutely no freaking proof for, but yet you want to can keep going on about it. But yet, when we give you mountains of evidence for evolution, you want more. I'm still waiting for some to prove the Bible. But the problem is, I know the history of the Jews. The real history. Not the one the Bible makes up, but the real history of the Jews. And guess what? Real history trumps Bible every time. Sorry.